Hi, Sherry. This is Leonard Parker with Financier SEO. I came across your website earlier today and wanted to put together this video just going through your website, some things I'm seeing that could help improve your Google and search engine rankings, and some things that can improve your overall web presence. So, this video, I'm going to break it down into three parts. First, I'm really going to go in depth with your website. In the second part, I'm going to focus more on some of the technical aspects of your website that could be affecting your rankings. And then finally, I'm going to go over your backlinks, your off-page SEO. That can be broken down into business listings and citations and backlinks. So starting here with your website, I'll click through to your home page here. So a lot of things you're doing well here. You have a SSL certificate, so it's showing as secure for new site visitors. Only thing I would probably consider moving. I see here that you have three offices, so maybe moving those phone numbers up here somewhere in the top right. When people land on your website, generally they read in a F-shaped pattern, and you usually want that contact information to be somewhere here on the top right. It's great that you have your social media icons, but really, I think what would be more effective here is if you had a contact us button or a call to action right here in the line of sight of that F-shaped pattern, and then you can move these social media icons a bit further down. Yeah, that's pretty much it for your homepage. One thing I saw, you're doing a great job keeping your blog updated. So yeah, definitely keep up the good work there. But 20, creating a blog is 20% of the work. 80% is actually promoting that blog and repurposing it for other websites. So the first thing, I'm sure you're sharing your blog to your social media profiles, but I would also recommend that you share that blog on social bookmarking websites such as StumbleUpon, Tumblr, and WordPress.org, and other what's called Web 2.0 websites like Medium, so just so that your content gets more exposure to people who are looking for your services. And the reason why you want to promote, not only does it get you more exposure, but it's easier for articles to rank on sites like WordPress or Tumblr than it is on your website, because those sites have a lot more authority in Google's eyes. So definitely something to consider there. I have a complete content promotion workflow that I perform with my clients. I'm happy to discuss that if that is something that you're interested in. Lastly, I see that you have like pretty much the from 0 to 5 uh, kind of setup here on your top navigation. I would definitely consider maybe adding a services tab, um, and not so much so that it'll fit in here at the top, but you want to give your potential clients as many ways to find you as possible. And adding a services tab where you really go into depth about which services you offer, whether that's financial life planning, whether that's retirement planning, whether that's investment management, you want to make sure that you give you have a specific page for each of those services. That way, let's say if someone types in investment manager Farmington River or retirement planning Farmington River or any of the cities that you service, that you'll be able to show up well in the Google search results. And lastly, I'm going to talk a little bit about your title tags here. So you can see here this box that popped up. This is called your title tag or page title. And pretty much in your page title, you always want to include your firm's name, so Sage Broadview, and a target keyword for that page. So for this one, since you're talking about passive investment management, fee only financial planning, you want to include some information about your target area. So I would highly recommend. I understand that you have three offices where you service clients. So if there's like if one of these offices is your primary office, I would strongly consider adding that up here. So how this will look would be you have New Jersey Passive Investment Management, or if you're really focused on the area around Morristown, Morristown Passive Investment Management. And then you will have a little pipe symbol, and that looks like this. And then after that pipe, you would have Sage Broadview. And I would follow that a similar format for every page on your website. That page title is important for two reasons. First, it tells Google exactly what your page is about so that there's no confusion and it will be indexed and ranked for the right keywords. Right now, you're really not um, targeting any specific geo area or specific keyword. The second thing is just from a lead generation perspective. So your title tag, it's what shows up here. So you'll see this part that's underlined. So right now, passive investment management, fee only financial planning, no one knows where you are unless they actually find your website in the search results. So that's why it's so important to include the town or the city, even if it's the primary city that you want to target, so that that's very clear for potential clients who may be searching on Google. So definitely that's an area that I can help with, and I would highly encourage you to incorporate that into all of your pages. The last thing for your website, kind of going back to you do offer services and through three different offices, I would have a what's called a locations page for each of these offices. And I'm not sure would it be better to have a New Jersey page, Connecticut page, or a Massachusetts page, or if you really focus on these cities, have a Morristown, New Jersey page, a Farmington, Connecticut page, and a Burlington, Massachusetts page. And this would be another tab in your top navigation. And pretty much on each of those city pages, or if you want to make multiple city pages, you would have pretty much a page for financial life planning. So it'll be Morristown Financial Life Planning, Morristown Money Management, Morristown Tax Management. And this is really, an advanced technique, but it will really help you rank a lot better for those keywords and for those cities. And that would definitely be another top priority if we were to work together, adding those city pages and building those out. Because again, the more pages you have on your website, the more placeholders you'll have in Google, and the more opportunities you give potential clients to find you. And that's it for your website. Now, this next screen that we're looking at here is the Google Mobile Friendly test, and you're doing very well. Your page is mobile friendly, and that's a very important ranking factor. So it's good that you're already ahead of the curve there. The next page is the report from Google's PageSpeed Insights tool. And basically what this tool does, you see I've fed it your URL, it scans your website and then it gives it a score on a scale of 100 of how fast that website loads. So you can see here that it gives you a separate score for your desktop version of your site and the mobile version of your site. So you can see the desktop version is a 68 out of 100. Your mobile version is a 50 out of 100. And you see, I really like to see that score at a minimum of 80 to 85. And so there is some work that you can do there to improve it. And you can see Google, they offer some recommendations on how you can improve your website speed. But really, if you're looking for that one fix that will produce 80% of the result, I highly recommend you consider switching your hosting. I've have clients, they have switched their hosting, and almost overnight these scores shot up 30 to 40 points. And so I'm not quite sure which hosting company you're working with now, but I do work with preferred hosting providers where site speed is, a top priority. We do offer a package where we'll switch your hosting, do all of the migration, and pretty much take care of any technical issues that are going on with your website. So that's definitely, in addition to the city pages and on-page cleanup, this would probably be one of my top priorities in the first month of working together. So now that's your technical aspects of your website. And now I'm going to get into the backlinks. So as I mentioned before, you have business listings and you have your citations. And you can see here, this is the information for your Farmington, Connecticut office. And you can see here, this tool is called Moz Local. It gives you a score on a scale of 100 of how well your business is represented in business citations and local listings. And you can see here you have a score of 17%. So there is quite a much area for improvement here. And the biggest area are incomplete listings. So you can see here for a majority of these websites, you don't have a listing at all. So that would be the first step. And for this one website, Google Plus, you're missing photos and you're missing category information. So you definitely want to clean those up because business listing and citations, they lend credibility to your website. So because let's say you had a website and you're listing all of these sites. The only people who would be interested in having a Yelp account or a Super Pages account are legitimate businesses. And as you may know, Google only wants to return the best results for its users. And one thing that it looks at is credibility. Are you a trusted business? Are you a legitimate business? And yeah, I can go to your website and say, yeah, Sage Broadview, they're a legitimate company and they help their clients with financial advising. Whereas Google is a robot; is not able to think that well. So this is one of the ways that it tells if a business is legitimate or not. So that's why it's very important that you clean these up. And I've seen just by improving business listings and citations, that can help boost your rankings to a few pages. So you're on page 4 right now. You're at number 32 for Farmington, Connecticut. Just making that update, that change could help quite a bit. And one last thing to mention, so you would have one of these pages for each of your offices. So one for your New Jersey office, one for your Connecticut office, and I forgot the third state you're in here, and one for your Massachusetts office. We were to work together, we would run this type of analysis for each of your offices and clean up those citations because each of your offices should have their own citations since there are separate locations. And finally, I'm going to look at your backlinks. So you can see here, I have compared your URL to some of your other competitor URLs in the area. And really, the two things you should focus on here are the number of referring domains and the number of backlinks. So referring domains and backlinks, if I could give you a real world analogy, let's say in high school you ran for class president and you had a really good friend, he or she voted for you 100 times, but only that one friend voted for you. Whereas your opponent, they had 100 friends that voted for him or her one time each. So obviously your opponent's going to win that election because those 100 unique votes are way more heavily than those 100 votes from your one friend. And it works the same way with referring domains and backlinks. So for referring domains, you can think of these as your friends online. So people who like your website, like your content, and link back to you. Whereas backlinks are the votes that they give to your content and to your website. So you actually see here, you have you have the most referring domains out of your other competitors. You have 64. So that's a good sign. So somewhere I understand you may have been doing a link building program, so that's very good. But you might still be wondering why you still rank below these other competitors. Where this is where it really gets into the nitty gritty of link building. So you can see here, ctwealthmanagement.com, they have what's called a .edu link. So they have a link from some university. It, those links are very powerful and very authoritative because a university will only link to a really good website. So you really have to look at, okay, out of those 64 referring domains, what's the authority of those domains? And a perfect example of that, let's say, and this is for Farmington River, let's say you had a local blogger who linked to your website. Um, Local blogger in Farmington River. They link to your website, which is great. That's a geo relevant backlink. Let's say some of your competitors, they had a backlink from Forbes.com or from the New York Times. Since more people most likely read those publications than they do your local blogger, Google sees those websites as more authoritative and therefore weighs those backlinks more heavily. So that's really, the type of analysis that would need to be done to figure out, okay, even though you have more referring domains linking back to you, really what's the quality of those referring domains and backlinks? And so that's pretty much it for my analysis. A bit about me. Again, my name is Leonard Parker. I am the owner of Financier SEO. We are a digital marketing company that focuses solely on financial advisors and independent financial services professionals. We are based in Houston, but I have employees from all over the world. And our focus not only is SEO, but we also do social media marketing, content marketing. So not only helping with content creation, but helping promote that content on different channels online. We do pay-per-click advertising with Google and Facebook. We do email marketing. We build lead generation funnels for our clients. And really, whatever methods are necessary to help you get more clients and more business through your website. And not only are we focused on new clients, but we also, especially through our email marketing and content marketing, we like to help you maintain strong relationships with your current clients. I've been in the digital marketing industry for about 6 or 7 years now, and for the last 6 or 7 months or so, I have focused solely on the financial services industry. And people, whenever you start a business, they want to know your why. Well, my why is at an early age, I was able to really become or understand the gift of financial literacy. When I was younger, I really was interested in investment management and budgeting and financial planning. Kind of weird for a young adolescent. Um, but that was the gift that kept on giving. I was able to graduate from college without a cent of debt, and I'm in my early or late 20s. I'm been able to start my business just with my own cash flow. I haven't had to go into debt for that either. And like I said, it's the gift that keeps on giving, and that's something I share with my family members and my younger people around me. And there are many people out there who need that gift of financial literacy, help with financial planning, and just holistic financial life management. And I think I really value the work that advisors and firms such as yourself, the type of services that you offer clients. And really, I started Financier SEO so that I could use my digital marketing skills to help financial advisors, specifically independent financial advisors like you, connect with the individuals, families, and businesses that need your type of work. And yeah, that's really my why I started this. So I hope this video has been valuable to you. And one last thing before I wrap up. So like I said, you're doing a great job with your blogging. One thing that you might want to consider here, I don't see any way that someone can connect with you as far as on an email list. But really, email lists and having a pop up where you're getting their email is a bit of a thing of the past. One thing you might want to consider is doing what's called push notifications. And the most popular company in this domain is called Push Crew. And basically, when you go to my website, the link I share, you're going to see on the right hand side of the screen, there's like a little tab on the sidebar, And basically you would subscribe through that tab, and every time I will put out new content, you would get a notification right here in your Chrome browser window that there's new content on my website. And since you are blogging regularly, I think this would be a great way to get more followers and get more potential clients into your lead funnel. So, and I see here you do have a subscription, but just think about that. I'm happy to discuss that and any other questions you have. At the bottom of this video, I've included a green book me button with Leonard. Um, yeah, if you have any questions or if there's anything you want to talk about regarding your digital marketing strategy, I'm happy to discuss. I also would love to learn more about Sage Broadview, what value you offer your clients, and just your experiences with digital marketing, what's worked and what hasn't worked for you. So thank you, Sherry. I hope this video has added value to what you're doing with your marketing campaigns, and I hope to hear from you soon. Take care.